If I could try to attempt to have a little better volume. I'm always being quiet because someone's always sleeping in our house, and uh, what the heck is on my face? Oh my goodness gracious, I'm a damn mess. That's okay. Team no sleep, and that's all right. Do my best. Anyway, so much is okay. Can I just please, the Hawk 2 lady, the Hawk 2 chick? All right, if she ever sees this, I hope you find a nice man, get married, have lots of Hawk 2 babies, and just rock out on merchandise or whatever. Don't get an OnlyFans, please. Stay respectable. See, I liked the interaction. It was only, a couple of seconds long. Um, but basically, he said, what's the best way to please your partner, whatever, your man. And so she's talking about how would she please her man. So I don't know, it just didn't strike me as the normal typical drunk girl slutty answers. It's just like she's talking about her own man. So I appreciated her enthusiasm. She's like, you gotta put some, basically some enthusiasm into it. And I was like, yes ma'am, yes you do. And I don't know, just I talk pretty bluntly about things, because we're adults. This is not for children. I don't, I make it, I mark the no children on my videos. So we're all consenting adults, and we should be able to talk about things. I mean, there's so much garbage out there. That's what I don't understand. Is like, if it's something about making a relationship better, then let it be. Especially between a man and a woman, which is what we need for society to survive. And we're definitely below replacement rate. Yada yada yada. We're a hot mess, and we know it. But anyway, I liked it. I liked her answer, and I liked her enthusiasm, and I just thought it was cute. Um, I heard, don't know yet, for sure you always have to wait. I heard she got fired, which I think is very wrong. But I hope she makes a ton of money. Like I said, meet a nice man. Keep it on the straight and narrow. Get married, have a bunch of kids, girl. Trust me, trust me. That's the right thing to do in this situation. So anyway, so besides for that, oh goodness, what was really bothering me is I've been seeing these videos, probably from all over the place, but mainly stupid TikTok. And there are these like, a lot of them are married, middle-aged women, and they're like, ladies, the trad wife, trend is dangerous and it's a lie, and it's gonna set you up to be abandoned by your husband. And they're scaring these young women, um, or trying to at least. I don't know if the young women believe them. Of course, I guess it depends what we're talking about. It's probably still a pretty small percentage of the population of women that would consider themselves to be traditional, and some of those are lying to themselves. So, anyway, they're not really traditional at all. When it comes down to it, they're really, feminist. But unless they have to be drafted, and then it's a whole nother story. But anyway, so these women are on here. What if your husband cheats? What if he leaves you? What if he dies? And I thought to myself, well, we're talking about women that married good-willed men. They're not complaining of abuse or, anything through their marriage, and, decent guy. So a decent husband, and you as an intelligent wife, you work together as a team, right? And he's going to want to provide and protect, and you put things in place. Like my husband's put things in place for me, life insurance policies, investments and things, and instructions on what I'm supposed to do. Especially after all this just happened, he really, tried to make sure I understood what I was supposed to do. Because, I was just a damn emotional wreck. It was really scary. And still not 100% out of the woods. So that's a whole other story. But we're trying to, honestly, I think he did great after the procedure. And it was like that one thing was blocked, blah, blah, and opened it up and he felt fantastic. They put him on 3 medications supposedly that he has to take. And he's felt like crap. So it's a whole other story. But anyway, these ladies are such liars, because if a young woman gives a young man, or however old her husband is, might be a little older, it's fine, but gives her man her virginity, her youth, her beauty, her fertility. She gives him babies, she takes care of him. It's not, excuse me, always going to be perfect, but it's life, and you have challenges and ups and downs and little fights and stupid things, and everybody does, but the key is that, if she accepts from the beginning, Daddy's the head, it's his way or the highway, submit to Daddy, he'll take care of me, and he always has. So he set up everything. He was thinking about this stuff years ago. He set up stuff so long ago. And so a man does cherish a good wife. He's not just going to get rid of her. Usually, it's really, in my lifetime that I've ever seen, anecdotally and even statistically, not usually the men that leave. So, most men love their families, regardless of what happens outside. But anyway, so it just really, really upset me. Oh, hi. Oh, gosh. Can I actually stop and, read all these things? Thank you. I'm supposed to read it out loud, but submission is the only choice. It really, really, really is. See, I don't even want to talk anymore because really, Surviving with Run should just take over because, yes. He's got the wisdom. I rewatch his videos. I rewatch a lot of videos, but I rewatch his videos and always get something else out of them. They're really, really good. So make sure you subscribe. And got to figure out, I've never done my own StreamYard, so I've been a guest a few times on other people's, but I don't really, all I know how to do is follow the directions to be a guest. I suppose I can figure it out. We should do it. Because I think women like to go through all these scenarios. So you got these old ladies, sorry, these middle-aged bitter women, married and unmarried, telling the young ladies, don't trust your husband, don't be a stay-at-home mom, always have your own, which is such garbage. And I just saw such great video. The one time that I've seen a woman that I give her some respect. She more than likely 1,000% learned everything she learned from a man, but that's okay. So she has this interaction with this chick on the panel with the white dude, and I don't know whatever it's called, but I shared it on the community page, and it's all the ones that said they were feminists, except for one chick, believed men should pay on the first date, but then did not believe that women should be drafted. Only one chick was trying to rationalize, yeah, women can do it too, but ultimately she had to admit that they're not equal to men. So anyway, okay, but it really, really, that really irked me. Now, I know that we have issues with the trad wife movement, right? I know, right? Because, excuse me, the LARPing, as they call it, it's a thing, so the problem with pretending is when the ish hits the fan, are you really still going to be a traditional woman? Are you going to say, yes, sir? Are you going to listen to your husband? Are you going to obey? Or are you going to buck and you're going to, take your stuff and go and then cause him hell? So that's the problem with having women that don't want to work. It's a difference. They don't want to work, so they want to be taken care of. And they also want to do everything their way, and they want to be a boss. But you can't. You can't do that. You'll be miserable. And every dynamic I've ever seen where the woman wears the pants is such a cringe statement. It's such a cringe statement. I hate that statement. I've always bristled against things like that ever since I was young. I was just no, she shouldn't wear the pants. She should be wearing a dress. And Daddy wears the pants. So anyway, and I always thought they should just put him over their knee and spank him even back then. I'm telling you, I just knew. I was this is the way. So anyway, these obnoxious women. So they would always take their husbands for granted. Their husbands helped around the house. They would cook. They would clean. They were very accommodating, whatever she wanted. And you know what? The women ended up just detesting them. They didn't love them anymore. They wanted somebody else. And God forbid they usually made more money than the men, never lasts. It never lasts. They're miserable. And it's very, very sad because as soon as the woman tries to save her family by stepping in and taking over, by getting a career or whatever, right? So maybe the husband was down on his luck or he didn't have the best jobs, okay? As in my childhood was a little, we were kind of like gypsies, traveled all over. People think we were in the military. No, my dad was just a gypsy. We just traveled everywhere, different temples. And anyway, so my mom got tired of it. And she'd already been educated and actually was teaching in Nairobi when my dad met her. But she became a stay-at-home mom when she got married to my father. Anyway, so she redid her degrees in the States. When she took over financial control of the family, my dad felt like relief, like, ooh, yeah, okay, I can stop stressing out so much. But guess what happened? My mom did not, sorry, Mom, I love you guys, did not want to be, didn't want to be romantic with my father. And my father is very physical touch person, hugs, I love you. And for him to not be able to hold my mom's hand or kiss her or anything, a strict Hindu family. So sex was definitely looked at like procreation only, which seems very hypocritical since temples have like images of naked women and people having sex, and it's very, very sensual. So anyway, but sorry, what the heck's going on with my thing here? Get out of here. Hmm. Uh, but so it never made any sense to me why she was so shy and everything like that. But they, obviously tell the girls, you know, they don't want to encourage sex, whatever. But my poor father, who's, Scottish white guy from New Jersey, he was very, very passionate and loving. And, they're still together and they're still married, but it's hard. And she carries resentments and he has his own. It's just the truth. I felt bad. I'm proud of them for still loving each other and staying together, but it's been very difficult. And any dynamic I've ever seen like that, where the wife takes over, it just, it ruins that relationship. The man, how do you look up to your man if you're taking care of him? I'm just saying, it's very, you should take care of him. You should keep him in his place as king. The problem comes where now she thinks because during this hard time of his, now that she's better than him. And all of a sudden she thinks, well, now you need me versus my king is having a hard time and I'm just filling in the gaps to try to help. And let me tell you, my husband will not let me work. He doesn't, there's like twice that he let me. I baked cookies for an Italian lady under the table. So much fun. And the jewelry lady over here needed my help for a little bit. And I had so much fun. I spent all the money on jewelry. So I'm not allowed to work. So anyway. But, it's just, Mia, I did not bring anything to drink out here. And I just spontaneously hopped on here. And my thoughts are all over the place like a plate of spaghetti, right? And I didn't write anything down, of course. But, women have always judged my relationship with my husband like, oh, he's so harsh, he's so controlling, but at the same time they'd be like, but we're jealous and we're envious. And I've had women tell me this, and they just can't believe. Apparently, not too many men out there actually say, no, we're not going to do that. No, we're not going to do this. No, you ain't doing this. Sit your ass down, blah, blah, blah. A couple smacks on the bottom, seriously. People just aren't used to it, and that's so sad. But if a man owns it, like he does, wherever he is himself. And that's such a wonderful thing. People accept it. They might raise an eyebrow. We've had cheers, we've had claps, we've had gasps, and it's just a wonderful thing. Oh, these ladies are missing out. And then the total irony of the whole 50 Shades of Grey thing, because I'm so sorry that I jumped here and jumped there, but whatever. Anyway, it really just doesn't, we just don't make any sense. And that's why we didn't have rights and why nobody really, they might say, oh, okay, you want to build a park, or you want to, an orphanage for the homeless children or whatever, stuff like that. Okay, fine. Women. Okay, fine, fine, right. Yes, go. We'll give you the resources. We'll build you a building. Here, we'll bring you food. Take care of these children, right? So women had a place for their compassion and nurturing and way to put hands on helping the community. That's how they made a difference, aside from their own families. But some women didn't have children. Some women were older, whatever. But everything was centered around the family, and that's just the way that it worked the best. Women were protected. If women didn't go from their father's house to their husband's house, they went to the whorehouse. Like, there were no, can you say that? There were no single women um, out on the streets just living in their own apartments. And I watched so many videos, it's a whole nother thing, of these women going out, they get blackout drunk, and then, everything else that happens because of that. But then they say they live in an oppressive society when the majority of the women that go out and get blackout drunk every single weekend um, make it home safely because of men in society and the cops and people look out for them and yada yada yada. But and the men that don't take advantage of them while they're like that when they could. A lot of them could. We know that's true. So it's just very strange. Women want to be dominated, but they don't want to be told what to do. It's like they're spoiled children. That's why, you know, I think I heard Coach Greg Adams say it first years ago that women were like children without breasts, with breasts. Children with breasts. Yeah, not without breasts. That's the wrong way. No, we need our breasts. That's important. That's part of what makes us a woman. So anyway, but the ramblings of Rada today. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, I love you guys, and I don't know. I was super upset about those ladies talking crap on TikTok. If I could figure out how to stitch them up, I would tell them off and say shame on them, especially while they're still married. And look at the way they treat their husbands, like they're, you know, basically just there and lucky that they still want to be with them or something. And they have terrible attitudes. And I don't know, man. Oh, I don't know what's going on. This thing's going crazy. I'm probably just hitting the wrong buttons because I don't know what I'm doing. But anyway, I have an appointment with Daddy tomorrow. It's probably not going to be a fun one. I definitely got carried away with him in the hospital and in and out of the hospital, and then Maui passing away. I definitely had some retail therapy going on. So, as nice as I looked every day, Daddy was happy about that. He was not happy about my credit cards. So, I have an appointment tomorrow. He already has my cards, but I think I'm blushing. Anyway, we'll do another live stream after that. But anyway, so I am sorry about my phone. It sucks. The volume sucks. I have to get a little headset thing, whatever you call it, so it has a microphone. And it just hasn't been a priority, obviously. I've been so busy. I have so much work to do right now, actually. I needed to get my butt moving and switch the theme. I need to do the floors and just all nice and cleaned up. Last night, I cooked my daddy. He wanted steak and eggs, so I made him filet mignon and really yummy scrambled eggs. It just had black pepper, but it came out so good. And this morning at like 3:30 in the morning, I made him, what is it? Spinach chicken sausage with, he wanted more eggs, so some kind of eggs, whatever. More like, not scrambled, but whatever the other, I don't even know. It's so funny. It's what happens when you're raised vegetarian. You don't really know the names of everything that you're making after all these years of cooking. It's ridiculous. Anyway, whatever. But, so he had his food that was kept cold and his hot food so he could have his breakfast and all his drinks and all that good stuff. So I'm just on call. Like, it's 24/7. Whenever Daddy needs me, I'm there. The kids need me, I'm there. If they need something in the middle of the night, I'll get up and I'll make them something. I can't help it. I probably spoil them all, but I just can't help myself. And I really enjoy it. And they all love me to pieces. You know, they do. They treat me so well, and they're so sweet and loving. Our children are just wonderful people. And I give my husband the majority of credit for that, because strong, disciplined father makes all the difference. I mean, it really does. It really, it makes such a difference that single fathers make just as good parents as two-parent households. I know that pissed off some single mamas. Oh my God, you know, they were mad. That discipline is more important than the emotional chaos and roller coaster that is the life of single mothers. So anyway, it's a whole nother story. But I just think we need to go back to arranged marriages. And even in that, the people usually got the final approval. I mean, there are some circumstances where the woman didn't have a choice. You know, shoot, during some periods of time, the barbarians would just run in on the dance party, dancing around the fire below. See, women dancing have men have found their wives dancing for apparently since the beginning of time. They'd run down there and they'd raid and they'd just throw a chick over their shoulder, take her back home, and they were like, "You're my wife." They might not even speak the same language. Trust me, they figured it out. It's a little bit like, you know. And then she learned, and they loved their families and they stayed together. Isn't that wild? I mean, that's crazy, but yeah, apparently women have had to adapt. I've learned a lot from surviving with Run about that. That's very, very true. And I never really thought about why women are the way they are, why they use manipulation, because they don't really have any other strengths. So they try to be sneaky and use emotions and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, cat's out of the bag, ladies. But yep, Isaiah 4:1, polygyny is making a huge comeback for sure. It's becoming quite widely acceptable. And one of the best lines, you have to look up Anomaly, great content creator, independent journalist. He was on top of all the COOF stuff, 2019, 2020, da da da. He had all the articles, all the stuff about the woo lab, da da da, yada yada yada, from the beginning. And anyway, so, but he also makes his own music, and he's done really, really well. So he's got one called Bioweapon, which is good. He's got another one called All My Friends Are Shadow Band. Freaking fantastic song. There's another one called Bob Ross. You guys know Bob Ross, the, you know, white Afro guy that painted the happy trees and the, you know, his little happy birds and the sun. Yeah, Bob Ross. And in his song that he does for him, you guys have to look it up. I just promise you, okay? He says something like, "You ask me if I'm pro LGBT, however you say it," and he's like, "Of course, how else could I get 3 girls to worship me?" I was like, that's freaking awesome. That's awesome. So, happy Pride Month. Sorry. Sorry. I'm off the chain. I'm sorry. I regain my composure. All right, now I'm really tripping. Oh my gosh, you guys. Oh my gosh. But yeah, Bob Ross. So anyway, but that's kind of the whole point, is that my son's been showing me some videos. Dude, the internet is a crazy place. Beware, beware. Some things I wish I could unsee. But you know what's, forget that dumb stuff. That I've seen some videos that you cannot see. Hi everybody. I'm sorry. I don't have to figure. I don't know how to do all the little things, but I love you guys. Back before they were like hiding content on Google and things like that, you could look up, and I used to have copies, and I don't know where they are, videos about the roots of feminism, okay, and obviously satanic witchcraft. The 1970s Feminist Manifesto literally says, let's go, leave your husbands. We have to learn a different way to live, and let's go back to our roots of ancient witchcraft and lesbianism, basically. It's literally what it says, okay? So, anyway, but there was a compilation of videos. Ooh, that is, oh God, seared in my brain and my soul. I unfortunately can never forget. So gruesome because they were real videos, and there were a group of women dancing on top of a building, and there was a man that was just sunning in a chair, and they start to dance around him, and they're filming him, and he's kind of like, oh, okay, what's up? I can't. They uh pop, right in the cranium, on video, and you could see it. This is, I mean, I'm 49 years old. The internet's been around for a minute, and it was just so gruesome. And they, oh God, I might be sick. They danced and celebrated, and with the finger, it was it was really disturbing, and there was God, it's rough. Quite a few videos like that put together. Um, and there's a museum. I want to say it's in Atlanta, Georgia. Someone might know, and it's like a Smash the Patriarchy museum or something. Um, and they take people through a tour, and they're like, this is where we smash the patriarchy's balls. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, it was so gruesome. And they were like promoting, you know, ripping the baby out of the uh, uterus, stuff like that. It was very, just so gruesome. And then another one, which was just blew my mind. It was a group of white women. This is what it is. And God of mercy, Lord God, the evil. I don't want to tell you that's out there. And they had a tribe man on a table hooked up to things that were keeping him alive. Ah, I'm gonna get banned. uh, um, Eating him alive, just cutting pieces off his body, and they were just having tea and casual conversation. There's evil out there, you guys. There's evil. Lord have mercy, God. And you need strong men. And thank God most men are good men and good-willed, and otherwise it would be absolute chaos and worse than, basically like a war-torn country. It wouldn't be safe to walk down the street. We think that other countries are oppressive, but they're protecting their women. They can't walk alone unaccompanied because they don't want their women to get visited um, without request. It's a terrible way to try to say it. But anyway, so hi guys. Aww. Yeah, there was a lot of really horrible things. I mean, obviously there's more, but that's a lot, and it's just very disturbing. When you're young, they really try to teach you that women are like the fairer sex. Like, even though we're equal and strong and independent, we're still privileged. Just like they want you to know you're still supposed to get benefits because you're a woman, because you're not actually good enough on your own, generally speaking, to qualify for these things. We fail the fitness tests, like, I mean, way over. It's like 65% for the military, for the police force. You know, they keep dropping standards. Firefighters, come on, you know. Anyway, just ridiculous. God have mercy. It's I. That's why I say just repeal the 19th. Repeal the 19th. We didn't earn it. We don't deserve it. Men just said, okay, sure. Men were good people and said, okay, logically, they look kind of like us and they seem to have a brain. Let's go ahead and give them rights. It has not worked out so well. And as history has taught us, every society that gave women liberation was shortly thereafter destroyed, and we are watching the demise because they have the majority of the vote and they are insane, easily led like sheep. And boy, they really have done a good job of breaking apart the family unit, subverting the country, um, undermining men's authority without police just stayed out of it. We could get some homes in order, just saying. I know a lot of women put their men through a lot of bad things, and they never should have been able to get away with it. And the men didn't really have any recourse other than either leave them, you know, or risk going to jail. And that's some BS. Meanwhile, the woman, some women do catch some domestic cases if it's, whatever, but the majority don't. So we know that women are way more abusive than men. I'm definitely getting banned. Keep an eye out for Davy Crockett's wife 2.0. I may have to prepare for that. Okay, I should be quiet now and go do some work. And I rambled enough, and I didn't really get into the doggos, those beautiful doggos. They're I was saying their name wrong. They're Belgium Malinois. Malinois? No, How do you? It's like almost Frenchish. What? Belgian. Malinois. I don't know. I'll have to replay it a couple times. But they were so beautiful. I thought they were German Shepherds, but they're not. But either way, but all those dogs are absolutely. I mean, they're walking backwards while their master is, walking forwards. Say the gun's pointed forwards. The dog will be walking backwards right next to him. He'll go and sniffing for bodies, for bombs, for all these type of incredible. They swim. They jump out of airplanes and helicopters, and they jump and they swim through the ocean, and they can swim under the water. And I mean, it's just, these guys are incredible. They hang on their master's backpacks, and then they just set them loose, and they do whatever they want them to do with just a hand signal, with just a look. They obey. I mean, can you imagine? Can you imagine what a world if women could learn like those amazing dogs? You'd think, shouldn't we be able to? aren't we more intelligent than those beautiful doggos, right, ladies? I think we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be. I don't know. But we really should act like it, take some notes, and practice some training. Say, Daddy, train me. I want to be a better wife. Tell me what to do. Take notes and do what he says. There's step number 1. Amen to that. All right, I'm still going on and on. Love you guys. And boy, what a range of topics that was. Oh, Lordy. The live stream's a little dangerous for me. And I apologize that I don't know how to, do I have Instagram? I don't really use Instagram for my videos. I do TikTok, which is still I Bow Before My Husband, and YouTube. So that's enough for me. But Facebook and Instagram, I pretty much just keep family, And I still put a lot of political stuff on there and things like that, but they just bear with me. Plus, I've been right. I try not to rub it in, but anyway. All right. I love you guys. And send me some questions. I don't know. Send me some questions. And there's always stuff to talk about. So much going on. But listen to Daddy. Uh, serve your family, and just enjoy it. Enjoy every day. And, I've heard it said that if you have dishes in the sink in a dirty house, yada yada, that it just means that it's a family well lived, which is a blessing, which means you have a family. Um, you know, Single woman can keep her place pretty clean, or she can make a mess. But the more people you have, and if the home is your uh, not domestic goddess, what was I going to say? Whatever. That's your realm. It's your castle as the woman. That's your job. So, you know, it is nice to take pride. And the Fascinating Womanhood book actually talks about going the extra mile. And the reason women do not find joy in their chores or housework is because they don't take the extra mile. They're just trying to get it done. So instead, take your time, make time, and do it with a deliberate, purpose and passion. And you see how much better your work turns out, and that's why I take very good care of what I cook with a lot of love, clean, decorate, and all these different things, and just do my best to give my family a lot of love and support. Um, Definitely the soft one. I try to be a little firm if I have to with my kids, but they are so fantastic. So, anyway, I love you guys, and just many blessings to you all. You're wonderful people. Appreciate all your support. You guys are fantastic. Too many to name. I'll forget folks, so I don't want to do that. But and I should really try to do some interviews because I'm trying to redo a whole nother now 11th channel. And I think I was only at like 100. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's with like 20K to like get rid of her, get rid of her. Anyway, thank you guys for finding me over and over again, and I just love y'all. And thanks to my husband for allowing me to do so, and giving me such a wonderful life. I'm very grateful. Anyway, love you guys. Ciao. See if I do this right.